I'm never drinking again. Put a hurting on my credit card. I must have bought tequila shots for everybody at the bar. Well, I finally learned my lesson. Seen the neon light on Sunday morning. Saved no more Saturday nights. I mean it this time, at least until next weekend. I swear I'm never drinking again.
What is going on, people? Today we are joined by an incredible human. His name is Kolby Cooper. He is here at Joe's on Weed Street, and he's going to be rocking our faces off tonight. Kolby, welcome to Windy City Joe's, man.
Thank you, man. I'm so happy to be here and get to, I guess, finally headline. It's our third time here. It's one of my favorite places in the whole world.
This is your first time headlining here?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Who'd you open for when you were here?
The first time we were here, we opened for Wetzel. And the second time it was us, Cody West, and Jason Boland. So it's been two fun shows. But,
yeah,
I'm excited to get our own show.
Right? Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So 22 years old, you're headlining.
Are you 22 or did you turn 23 in the past?
I'm 22. I turned 23 in May.
Okay.
Next year.
Oh my God! When's your birthday?
May 31st.
Okay.
Well, what's yours?
15th.
Oh.
I mean, I think I don't want to be wrong, but my mother-in-law's is definitely close to that. So, I mean,
Possibly
well,
twins.
I was just curious.
Possibly.
Like, you're like almost exactly 1 year younger than me, which is
really
like crazy to see someone, around my age headlining a place like this.
Yeah, no, I'm very, it's been a crazy experience, but we kind of cuss on here now.
Yeah, you can say whatever the hell you want, dude.
So perfect. Always got to kind of gauge it. You never know. It's been crazy. We're extremely blessed, but we've worked our asses off for the past 3 years. We've been doing this full time for 3 years and 2 months. But yeah, no, we're definitely very lucky with how well everything's gone, and I didn't think I'd be headlining a venue in Chicago at 22 years old. And I mean, have people actually want to come see me too. It's unbelievable.
I learned about you from a couple of my friends, who they're going to be super jealous out of me being talking to you right now. But a crazy thing I learned about you is, so in country music, everyone's like, yeah, I'm just a small town country boy. No, you actually are, like, by definition, like the smallest town country boy I've ever heard of.
I am.
There's like 120 people in Cayuga. Right?
Yeah. Cayuga is small, and I'm from Bradford.
Okay.
So I went to high school at Cayuga, little 2A, graduated like 45 people.
Yeah.
JT over here, our tour manager, we were on the school together since fourth grade.
Wow.
Been best friends since then. And same thing with my wife. But so Bradford is a town like 10 minutes away from Cayuga. There's a cafe and a feed store. And I think if you look it up on Google, it literally says 34 people or 43 people, something around there. So it's I'm from about as small of a town as you can get.
That's because I went to high school. My graduation class was like 67.
Okay.
So I was like
small.
To my friends, I was like, it's the smallest high school like I've heard of. But then yours is just
insane. Around where we're from, there's high schools that graduate with like 8 people. So like, we don't go to the big school, but we go to like a medium-sized school. Like we have buddies that graduated with 6 people, so they were like, top 10 in their class, but they were number 5 out of 6.
The graduation ceremony is like 15 minutes.
They like it's like 4.5 minutes, one song. Yeah. They don't talk during it. It's pretty quick, painless.
Well, and that's like. So I always think it's crazy when he tells me like his like graduating class, because like I went like there was 800 people in every class.
Oh,
it was like going to a college.
Exactly my reaction.
Where'd you go?
I was like 45 minutes away from here, like in Indiana.
Okay,
right over the border.
See, I went to Cayuga from kindergarten until I graduated. So I never got to experience a big school. Even when I went to college, I went to a little. Went to a little community college, and there was like 15 people in each class. I dropped out, but never experienced the big, huge graduating class with 1 million people. And I like knowing everybody.
See, exactly. So I was telling him, like, I don't want, whenever the road comes, I don't want my kids to go to a big high school.
Yeah.
Like, I want my kids to go to a small high school. And I know that you have 2 children of yourself. And like you mentioned earlier, you met your wife in 3rd grade and you got married at 19.
Yeah.
That's
we don't. That sounds right. I don't know. We got married. We've been married for 3 years. I don't remember the age we got married, but I know how long we've been married. So I think that's it.
What's it been like to pretty much have like your best friend there throughout your entire career and like moving upwards so you can lean on her for the good times and the bad?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been, everything I could need. Just having, my favorite person in the whole world be right there whenever I need her, to celebrate good things or to talk about bad things or, everything in between. I'm very thankful for her. And, I wish she could come with us all the time, but, it's just not an option.
Right.
Especially being this fucking far away.
Yeah. True.
And this cold. She doesn't like
can't
cold.
put her through this misery.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and the graduating class, like that still is, I can't get over the fact that it's that small because, I went to pretty much what people would look at as a college.
Yeah.
And
big fucking school, man. That's
per
big.
class.
I think that graduating class may be bigger than the college I went to, too. I don't know for sure. It sounds right.
Like there were people that walked across the stage and I was like, I thought that guy was a janitor. like just thick beard, like giant. And like, I'm like, yeah, he always looked like super professional. Like thought he was a janitor the whole time.
That's the crazy thing to me is at a small school, it's so small that they can be like, hey, cut your fucking hair. Like, hey, dude, shave your fucking beard. You look dumb. But like at these big schools, there's dudes walking around that look like me and as a freshman. I'm like, oh, like that's why you think they're a fucking janitor because they look like a grown ass man at 12.
Right.
But you could do that at little old Cayuga. No way.
That's true. Where did you meet Paul, your guitarist?
I met Paul. I guess the first time I met him was where was that at, JT? Rio Frio Fest in what town is it in? Sorry, I woke up about 4.5 minutes ago.
No, you're fine.
In Concan, yeah. So we played the show with Shane Smith in Concan. I think it was the day that everything happened with COVID. Like, it was that same day we canceled like 43 shows, and we're kind of like, okay, like what is this? It's serious, I guess. But also that not like I don't know what Paul. I think Paul and them were playing there the day after or something. So he was just up there. He was playing in a different band, and we didn't talk very much. Just hung for a little bit, and we knew that in the coming months we'd be looking for a guitar player, and Paul's great dude. He's fun to hang out with. He's an incredible guitar player, and he just fit right in. So thankfully everything worked out, and here we are.
I was reading somewhere that you have you take a lot of the experiences from your bandmates because obviously you seem pretty happily married.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's why I brought up Paul for excuses. And I was like, hey man, if you need any more like stories of guys that just have bad luck with women, like we're right here.
Yeah, our recent relationships with women have been awful.
We can take you anytime.
I always need that shit. That's what I tell everybody. Like, I've been married since 19. I had a few relationships in high school, but most high school relationships don't really stack up to real relationships, I guess. So I kind of feel like I've been in one relationship my whole life, like one real one. So I don't have much, heartbreak experience. But Paul, there was this girl he was dating. She was super cool. Everybody liked her. I think everybody's cool now. But one day he came to bus call and he was all upset and like, dude, no fucking way. Like, how you gonna be upset getting up on a bus? Like, what's wrong, man?
Yeah.
He was like, man, she just told me that she was too good for me or that I was too good for her and said she was just gonna break my heart anyways. I was like, man, that shit sucks. Like, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Gave him a hug. It's gonna be all right. We played 2 shows that weekend. Sunday, I flew into Nashville. Monday morning, I wrote with Brett Tyler and Jordan Walker, and we were pitching ideas around. And Brett was like, "Man, I got this title, Excuses." And I was like, "Fuck everything else we said. We got to write this song." I was like, even if it's just for our guitar player, he just went through this breakup, and it's literally just she gave him every excuse you can think of, and now she's dating a new guy. Let's do it. And we wrote it more just like for me to send to Paul and be like, "Hey, buddy, feel better.
I got your back."
And we got through writing it, and we're like, "Damn, dude, this song is the shit." And it's been one of our favorites since then. So I helped our friend out, and we got a great song out of it. So it's a win-win.
Well, now are your bandmates like? Are they always like, worried that you're going to be in the room when they're venting or whatever? Because it's like, God damn it, Kolby could write a hit off this.
I mean, I don't think they should be. I think that I'm just trying to make them feel better.
Right.
Just trying to make them feel better.
Can you take us into like the writing room though, and like the writing process? Because I'm sure everyone's like, "Oh, I think this would be a good idea for a song," but what's the difference between like an idea of a song and actually putting it on paper and making it work?
So, I'll just walk you through the whole process. Like, I mean, for me, I could be doing literally anything and just have like a random phrase or something. Hear a random phrase or have something pop in my head, and I'll write it down. And if I'm heavily inspired in the moment, I can write the whole song and fucking have it done. But normally, if I really like the idea, I'll just write it down. I have a whole list of ideas on my phone. I'll write it down. I'll take it to Nashville, and normally I'll have a specific writer that I'm like, "We'll write the shit out of this idea," and I'll bring in the room and like, "Hey, got this idea." And I mean, I've had times where I go and I'm like, "I got this idea. I think we'll kill it," and I'm like, "Da-da-da-da," and no one really reacts. I'm like, "Fuck," it is what it is. And then we'll write a different song, and then I'll pitch it to somebody else. And I've written some of my favorite songs like that. Like, "Hey, here's an idea I love. What do you think?"
Yeah.
And you
So
just gotta have a little sheet of armor whenever they're like, "Fuck you."
Which one of your songs is like the one that means the most to you?
Well, that means the most. Either Boy from Anderson County or the song off of our first full length called Curse October. So Boy from Anderson County is about me and my wife, and it's all just a true story. Kind of about how we started dating and started a family and kind of where I am in life. And then Curse October is about my dad passing away when I was 14, which is just a completely different point that I was at in life. But that one, when I wrote it, I was probably 18 or 19. And I'd been trying to write this song for 4 years at the time. And one night I was in my music room at the house, and I just started writing, and I wrote it all, and then I went and I showed my wife, and we cried and we hugged, and I was like, "Damn, dude!" Like, and I feel like this weight was just like lifted off my shoulders and my chest. Like, damn, dude! Like, I needed that really bad. Like, I feel like I hadn't really kind of dealt with it until that point, and it, then there was the whole process of releasing it. Like, I didn't want to release it just because it was such a specific special song and meant so much to me. Like, I was like, dude, like, I don't know if I want people to like see this side. Like, I don't know if I just need to keep it for myself, and maybe my manager and everybody convinced me to release it. And that's been one that I've gotten thousands of DMs just from people talking about their story and how they relate to it and how much it's helped them. And that's the best part about music is helping people that you didn't think you were going to be able to help, and really hearing the story of how you've helped them.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the two. Sorry to get all deep with y'all.
No.
Those are the two.
Well, I agree completely with that, because I think some of my favorite songs that I've ever heard are the ones that I can sit and listen and be like, that really resonates with whether something that had happened or is currently happening in my life. So that makes complete sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole goal of music, is to touch somebody without having to actually be there, and those two songs definitely do that.
Do you what do you want to bring to your fans, like with your music? Because obviously, like with that, you want to bring that emotional connection. But what about some other songs or other types of songs? Like, what's your goal as an artist?
I want so when people hear my music, I want them to feel like they're getting to know a big piece of me, and a piece of my friends, because it's all either my life experiences or my friends' life experiences. Like I feel like a lot of people when they meet me, they kind of already know who I am, and that's been my goal this whole time, because I don't want to be fake, and I don't want people to get this fake image of me. And I think I've done a pretty good job about being real on social media and through songs and all that stuff. So I just kind of want to give people the real me.
Not that you need to drop any names, but have you met those artists that were kind of fake and you're like, what the fuck?
There haven't been many I've met, but there've been a couple I've met, and it wasn't like, that's weird. It was just like you can kind of see through it, like which is fine. Like there's been plenty of people build a career off of it and make a ton of money, So it is what it is, but it just seems exhausting to not be yourself.
Right.
But
speaking of being yourself, Cannonball. I'm a big fan of that song because it's just about pretty much going for whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write that song, and like when was your Cannonball moment?
Dude, I love this story. So Cannonball, I wrote with Ben Burgess, who's a great writer. I woke up one morning, I was staying at this Airbnb in Nashville. I was alone, just kind of chilling, and I woke up maybe 10 minutes before the write, so I was having a rush, but I was in the bathroom pissing. And I remember I was like leaning up against the wall, about to fall back asleep. And just the word Cannonball just popped in my head. I was like, fuck, okay. So I wrote it down in my notes. And then I got to the write and I really thought about it. And I was like, damn, like, what does that mean? And I was talking to Ben. He was like, man, and we kind of figured out, what the whole premise was about. And so for me, my Cannonball moment, Cannonball is about chasing your dreams, right? About doing it right now and not waiting, no matter what it is, whether you want to be a fucking NASCAR driver or whether you want to be a fucking musician or you want to be janitor. It doesn't matter what you want to do. If it's what you want to do, it's what you should at least try to do, right? Because my whole idea was I didn't want to end up like 65 thinking about how cool it would have been to be a musician, or at least to try. So when I was probably 19 or I was 18. I'd been out of high school for a year. I was finishing my last year of basics before I started nursing school. We just released Every Single Kiss, and then we released Volume 1, the EP, and they're both doing really well. So like, this is cool. Like, which drove me even further away from wanting to finish college. Yeah. And my mom saw that, and my wife knew that. And my wife asked me so many times, she's like, why are you going to college? Like, you don't want to do it. Like, I can see it. You don't want to go to college. And if you're going to nursing school, you got to be all in or you're not going to do good. I was like, yeah, I know. But my mom really wants me to go to college. She really wants me to finish. I'm going to do that. And she was like, all right, like, I don't think you should. Whatever. Then one day I went over to my mom's house and she sat me down. She was like, hey, obviously you don't want to finish school. I think it would be a good idea for you to take a year off college and pursue music. And at the end of that year, if there's something that you feel like is worth there or that you feel like is worth chasing, then you don't got to go back to college. And that was, I guess, 3.5 years ago. So haven't gone back to college yet. Fingers crossed.
What an awesome ass move though by your mom.
Yeah. Oh no, she's the shit. I mean, my whole family's been really supportive, so it's made it really easy.
I love that story and I love the song because we, like Jackson and I, didn't really take the norm route, or the normal routes of high school and then right to college or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I heard that story about your mom, I was just like, damn, like that's so cool. It reminded me of my dad because my dad was like, you don't need to force yourself to go to school because it took him 10 years to get his degree. Yeah. Because he just kept going back and that. Like his mom was, you need to go to school, and his dad was just like, no, not really. You do whatever you want. Yeah. And I think, like, showing people the Cannonball route is doable.
Yeah.
And it's just a badass like motive to get out there.
I mean, you've only got so many years to live, and the last thing I want to do is waste my fucking young ones in college. Waste and everybody's life is different. Everybody's life path is different. College is an incredible thing for a lot of people. You can make a lot of money doing things in college, but you can make a lot of money not going to college, and you can, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to make a lot of money to be happy either. So it's just kind of every person's different. You just got to do what makes you happy in the end, because it's, life's way too short not to be happy. Right. That's all.
No, amen to that. And speaking of Every Single Kiss, that's one of my favorite songs by you. And when I found out that you released it in 2017, and at the time you were 17 yourself.
So I was 18.
18?
Yeah, 18. It was kind of like the same where I am now. I'm 22. So I was 17 earlier in the year, but then we released it after I turned 18. But, I was 18 for 4 months.
It just blew my mind, because at 18, I was not doing anything productive whatsoever.
Well, so we wrote Every Single Kiss, me and JT and this kid named Tyler Stokes. I was 15. JT was 16. I think Tyler was like 18 or 19. But so I had to be driven to this co-write. JT came and picked me up, and we drove about an hour out to Tyler's house. And we wrote this song. We were like, fuck yeah, dude, we got a badass song. I think we were sophomores at the time. So we were like, what do we do with this? Guess let's just start playing it live. And we were playing it all around, where we were playing in East Texas. And it kind of built like a little following through high school, which was weird. But so we built a following just on that song. There were a lot of people that wanted us to release it. So we're like, obviously it's going to be our first single, right? Well, graduate high school 2017, like right when I graduated, I turned 18, and we got in the studio in like September. Like it was, I used my graduation money, and I was like, here, like I'm going to go make a badass EP. And I actually spent way more money than I made for graduation. So it was like, I was in the hole a lot. But it was like, somebody said, hey man, you can come to our house and I'll record a 12-song album for $500. And I was like, that sounds too good to be true, right? Well, and then we met our producer, who we still use today, and it was like, way more money for 5 songs. And I was like, okay, like that, that's an unfortunate price, but it also feels like I'm probably going to get a better product in the end. And, we did, and I'm very thankful that we decided to spend the money. But yeah, Every Single Kiss, when it came out, there was a bunch of people in East Texas that, like, just a lot of our friends and all our friends like that wanted to hear it. So we put it out, and it started doing better and better and better. And then Spotify threw it on Texas Music Now, and it just kept. And, I guess that was kind of been just since then.
That's awesome.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
What about Good For You? What's the backstory behind Good For You?
Good For You, that is a song that I wrote with Jameson Rogers and Brent Anderson. And it's just, they were telling me a story about one of their buddy. This wasn't even one of my friends. This was one of their buddies that had this girl that they was dating for like 5 years, and they were so in love, and he was about to buy her a ring, yada, yada, yada. And she wound up just breaking everything off and moving like 3 states away, like, deuces, bitch, I'm out of here. And that was kind of the story behind that. That's one of my favorite songs with the new EP, and the story is incredible.
All right. Well, we talked about your 2 favorite songs. What about One Night Stand?
One Night Stand. So that's one of the most of the songs I write, but that's one of the I guess one of the few that I didn't. And this is a great story too. So I was in 2019. I was in Nashville for 2 weeks. There was like a big snowstorm, and I was there alone. And I don't like being alone, like, especially for 2 weeks. I've never been alone for 2 weeks in my life. So by the end of the first week, it was Friday, and I was like, fuck, dude, like, I've sat at home every night and played Call of Duty pretty much all that I want to. Like, what else is there to do? And that Friday, I was writing with Jordan Walker, and Jacob Davis and Jordan was like, "What are you doing tonight?" I was like, "Man, I'm probably gonna go home and fucking order some food and play Call of Duty. What about you?" And he was like, "Well, I'm playing this Riders round down the road. You should come out and hang." I was like, "Bet." Like, can I get in? He's like, "I'll get you in. Don't worry about it." Like, it's 21 and up. I was 20, so I couldn't get in, but he snuck me in the back door. Went and got a seat, and I watched the whole show, and it was great. It was fun. And then his second to last song, he was like, "I wrote this song a couple years ago, knowing that no one's ever gonna fucking cut it." And I was like, "All right, let's hear it." And he played it, and it was One Night Stand, and I was fucking laughing the whole time. I was like, "Man, like, this is my shit." Like, anytime I hear a song, and I'm like, "Damn, that's something I would write." Like, then I'm immediately fucking in. Like, I'll cut that bitch. And that's kind of what it was. After the show, I was like, "Hey, man, like, is anybody gonna cut that song?" He's like, "No, you want to cut it?" I was like, "Well, fuck yeah, dude." Like, I mean, I love that song. I think it'd be fucking great for us. And it's a crowd favorite every night. And it's one of my favorites to play still. And it's, but it's one I didn't even write. And it's still one of my favorites. So,
Well, I mean, it's a banger, and like it makes me laugh.
yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like the whole, I don't know. It's just funny. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
So you were saying since the, just it's been climbing on Spotify, and this is your first time here headlining. Like, what's your goal once you start selling arenas out and like doing like that? Like what's your dream?
My dream, the biggest dream I have is headlining Yankee Stadium. That would be the fuck. I mean, I'm a diehard Yankees fan, man. I've been one since fourth grade. So that's kind of like the mountaintop, and I'm gonna work my ass off until I get there. And if I never do, then at least I tried.
You didn't want to pick the Rangers, or
I mean, I definitely root for the Rangers over the Astros. I fucking hate the Astros.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. JT's big Astros fan.
Oh God.
Big Astros fan. You can get out of here now. You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
Come on.
God. So like right now, the whole AL, my two least favorite teams in the world are the two teams fighting to go to the World Series. So I hope that neither of them make it, and somehow it's just a Braves Dodgers World Series. And,
Yeah.
See, I can't
hoping
stand the
for a
Dodgers.
rule change.
Dodgers.
I want the Braves to win. I live next door to one of their pitchers, so it'd be way fucking cooler to have them be happy and wearing a big ass ring around when we go play golf. So go Braves.
Yeah.
Y'all Chicago Cubs fans or what?
I am.
Fuck no.
He hates
White Sox?
I'm a Cardinals fan.
There you
What?
go. I mean, that's just one of those like vanilla teams in the middle of nowhere,
Not middle of nowhere.
No, I like the Cardinals, dude. They're cool. You're a Cubs fan though?
Yeah.
Man, I want to go to a Cubs game so bad.
Just hit us up. We'll go to a Cubs game. Well, when they're
Next
actually
summer.
playing.
I was about to say, you would go right now, you think?
Yeah.
I think we
they'll
get
come
a
out.
really good price.
Yeah,
We could
Me
probably
too.
get the entire team out. Like,
I'm
you're
in.
not doing anything.
I'm in. No, dude. Every time we've been in town, our sound check, since we haven't been the headline, our sound checks ran way too late, and we fucking missed the game because we have to go on in like 30 minutes. It's like, well, shit, dude. Like the game, we can't even make it there and back in time.
Yeah.
But hey, next time, hopefully it's baseball season. Definitely gonna go watch it. How far is the White Sox Stadium?
I don't think want to head over that way.
It's fine.
Is it
Anything
rough over there?
No, anything south of the stadium is rough.
So you're saying,
Yeah.
do not go south of the White
But
Sox
I mean,
Stadium.
like there's an entirely different atmosphere
Yeah.
from White Sox Stadium and Cubs.
because Cubs has this entire Wrigleyville around it where you can bar hop, you can do.
Oh shit!
I
all
wasn't
this
going to
stuff.
say that. I was going to say it's more full of like preppy, like
that
weirdo
as
dudes. And then White Sox is like, I'll punch you in your mouth if you look at me.
But
wrong.
like White Sox
It
Stadium,
sounds like my kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Fuck.
well, White Sox Stadium also doesn't have that many bars around it, like maybe one or two. And then they got rid of the tailgating in the parking lot, so you can't really. There's no atmosphere around the park.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you were talking
that's
about
true.
atmosphere in the park.
Right.
I was talking about just like there's this vibrant energy around Cubs,
Yeah.
which is crazy because it's always packed and they've lost for 108 years straight. So like
because they're trash.
it's crazy to like that they still pull the fans. I always say
How about Rizzo coming over the Yankees, man?
I know. He'll
I know.
probably stay Yankee for the rest of his career.
I fucking hope not, dude.
No?
They spend way too much money. I don't need them to go back, especially to lose. God, dude, I don't want to talk about baseball.
Joey Gallo hasn't done shit for the Yankees, so that's for sure. All right, what about football? Who's your football team?
Football, Cowboys.
So Yankees and
football
Cowboys.
Yeah. So Yankees. I became a Yankees fan. None of my family ever watched sports, so I was kind of just like left to decide from every team, and I turned baseball on, and it was Yankees Red Sox. Classic rivalry, and the Yankees won. And I definitely wasn't going to cheer for the loser. So it was just kind of meant to be, if the Red Sox had won, I'd probably be a Red Sox fan. But here we are, Yankees fan. And then I actually, the first team I ever cheered for in football was the Steelers, because it was around the same time the Steelers were in the Super Bowl against the Cardinals. I was like, well, shit, this is the team. But then I kind of grew up and became a Cowboys fan. But I love Drew Brees too. He was always my favorite player. But Cowboys, I just love watching football in general. But I'll cheer for the Cowboys when they're on.
Cowboys are looking good this year.
I don't know. I'm kind of me and my brother were talking about this the other day. Like, I'm one of those Cowboys fans that wants to refuse that they're good until they make it to the Super Bowl. Because I don't want to be the guy that people are like, "Oh, you fucking idiot!" Like, they're terrible, obviously. So I'm gonna say they're bad until they make it to the Super Bowl. I may not even say they're good if they win. Like, I don't know if they're good.
Feel like
honestly,
they're fine. Whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like, I don't really know if they're good or not. Like, I think they're good, maybe not.
I don't know. No one's said the Bears are good since '85. So
Are you a Bears fan?
Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's real tough. I
Well,
mean,
they're not utilizing field correctly, and that's a point for another day. But
Nagy sucks.
I haven't watched really many Bears games, but I did see the 98-yard passing game. Because I had Allen Robinson and he scored me 2 points. Yeah, and I was like, what just happened? Like, I was excited to pick up Allen Robinson. Now he's gone. Now he's on the bench riding hard until I get things figured out.
What's your fantasy football team name?
Wish I was smoking AJ.
Oh, that brings me up to last question. So, Good For You music video. You and your boys are very obviously fans of the Cannabis.
Yeah.
Do you ever use it creatively to write music or listen to music?
Totally.
Oh yeah,
totally. I mean, you get a completely different mindset on everything. At least I do, and I love it. I mean, I love it really gets your wheels turning. I think it's kind of the same for all of us for whatever we do. Just helps us think a little better. Be more explore.
You just wait until they legalize it in Texas.
I don't know. I don't know when that's happening, dude. I don't know.
Right.
It doesn't look good. But hey, it'll happen one day.
I'm sure it will.
Maybe. Who fucking knows, dude?
Right.
If not, I'm moving to Denver or here. Way too expensive here.
It is very expensive
it is
here.
stupid expensive here, and all the dispensaries make it feel like you're getting processed. I guess I don't know. I've never.
No, it does.
It does. They walk you through this white room, you can't see anything, and
stare through your soul.
and just huge steel doors, and there's this giant dudes that are like, you now go through this door, and you're like, all right, yeah, sure. And
Yes,
you
sir.
get through
Yes, sir.
there, and then they're like, I'm like, oh, can I see options? And you're like, no, just tell us. And you're like, and then you're guessing, and they're like, we don't have that. And it's I'm so scared, I don't even want to buy this anymore.
I just want to go home. Dude, that's
The dispensaries in Colorado compared to here, it's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, literally anything West is gonna be they just have a better system about it, but it's been available for longer. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
True. All right, Kolby, we appreciate you coming on, dude.
Dude, thank y'all so much. It's been fun. I'm glad that I kind of got woken up and brought to life.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're
I
looking
really
forward
enjoyed
to
it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
looking forward
thank
to
you.
tonight.
Yeah,
This
dude,
is
it's gonna be
awesome.
lit.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank y'all. What's up, y'all? My name is Kolby Cooper, and this is Last Call.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Last Call. We're going to be talking about Kolby Cooper today with our regular boys. Let's get into it.
You had a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yours was like. Mine was like.
I've been opening beers since I could walk.
Says the youngest one here. All right. So this episode, we're going to be talking about our boy, Kolby Cooper, Peep the Hat. There you go. Thanks.
That's the hat.
All right, so as always, I'm going to be asking you boys some minor trivia about our guests to see who is the better host.
Minor, I hardly know her.
Alrighty.
What did you just say?
I don't know. He just screamed.
All right.
All right, so first question. Where is Kolby from?
East Texas.
Good
Fuck.
job.
Oh, is that the answer?
No. I mean,
No.
that is, but
Do you
what's
want
the...
like
He went to high school in Cayuga, but that's not where he's from.
No.
I don't
Oh
remember
my-
exactly.
Oh,
I don't
man.
remember.
I'm impressed right now. That was pretty good. I had to look up how to say Cayuga, so...
I really can't. I'm not going to remember the town.
Are you guys giving up?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. Gonna
All right,
remember
that is Bradford, Texas.
Bradford.
boys.
Come on, that's not even that hard. I can't.
Bradford's the name of someone you just punch in the face.
No, Bradford. His dad
Fuck
owns
you,
a law
Bradford.
firm.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you, Bradford.
Slick like a slick back brown hair, and you're just like
He's on the boat every Sunday.
Yeah.
Fucking Bradford. He's got a little sweater tied around his neck.
He wears scarves.
At what age
anything wrong.
did Kolby get married?
19.
Perfect. All right, let's rip into the good stuff here. Since Kolby was married at 19, I find that impressive. I was married at 20 and thought that was early. So we are going to scratch the surface on you two boys and your relationships.
Oh, great. This will be fun.
You fucked up making me host.
That's true.
So give me, 1 to 3 things about yourself that you think makes you a great partner.
Oh, shit. You can go first.
Fuck you.
First things, it's not calculated. Give the people what they want.
Let me think. Makes me a great partner.
It's not hard. It could be that you make good breakfast.
I don't make good partner.
All right, well then, see.
That's not. Don't mention that. I care, and
You
I
care?
listen.
Karen, listening, those are pretty good.
Didn't you say 3?
I said 1 to 3.
1 to 3. Well, I'll add a third one. I'm funny. I have a sense of humor, a great sense of humor,
Okay.
and I can laugh at myself.
I would
which
hang
is-
out with you. Maybe we wouldn't get married, but, that's a good start. I would date you.
You sound like most of the girls I date.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Sonny?
I'm clean.
All right.
I would like to think I keep myself in shape.
Perfect.
I don't do that.
And I have a pretty good heart.
Okay. Perfect.
Like, what do you mean medically?
Both.
Okay.
So physically and spiritually, good heart.
All 3. Because he said medically, you said spiritually, and physically.
In my
Physically,
brain,
medically would probably go in the same category. Well, either way, you get what we're saying.
I have a good heart.
He's a healthy guy. You should procreate with him.
Oh, Jackson, are you offering up your buddy over here?
It's a little
To procreate with this guy? Are you kidding me? I would. You would have
pay
to.
me.
You would have to pay me lots of money.
I'm surprised you know how to use that word.
Procreate?
Oh man. Well, we won't discuss
We're not
that.
getting
That's a
into
different
that.
topic. So that's 3 things that would make you a great
3
partner.
things, 3 things.
What
Sorry.
is something that makes you a bad partner that you might need to work on to get that marriage you're looking for? Fire away.
You can go first.
No, I went first last time. You should go first.
Yeah,
buddy.
Wait, how did you just say one thing?
Same thing. 1 to 3. Whatever you want. At this point, whatever you want to answer.
Okay. I'm stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
but I know it. I'm really hard on myself, but I
Okay.
know that too. And
I would hope so. You're telling us.
there's gonna be times where she's gonna be like, "Will you cook me dinner?" And I'm just like, "Baby, it's Jack's pizza." But it's all right.
All right.
I mean, I'll cook, but
It might be a Jack's Pizza.
yeah.
All right, that's fine. Maybe you might want to work on that.
I too am stubborn.
That's kind of cheap stealing. Sonny's.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
That's
You
fine.
know,
You call
he went
yourself a
first.
creative.
Oh well, I'm a Taurus. If you look it up, I'm
gives a
astrologically stubborn.
Perfect.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh boy.
That's not real. I'm also God, what is it? Junior. Yeah, I drink probably more than I should, and I'm
Not for long.
not. Yeah, I don't know what the third one would be.
That's okay. Two's good enough. Work
Do
on
you
it,
want me
buddy.
to come up with your third
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there you
Tell
go.
me, tell me my third one.
Why you're not a good partner?
Yeah,
Um,
this is gonna get too real too quick.
well, I mean, if you're coming over to her place, like you're just gonna leave shit everywhere.
Okay, that's different. I'm actually looking at this room and my shit is everywhere. Yeah, that's
All right, perfect. Now that we have broken you down
Yeah.
to nothing, we talked with Kolby about his Cannonball Moment.
Mm-hmm.
His Cannonball Moment being the moment where you decided to chase your dreams, and everyone just watched it, so that's fine. But I want to know your Cannonball Moment. Give me your Cannonball Moment in life that you have experienced so far.
I would say my Cannonball Moment was starting at Second City.
Why?
Because that was when they really reinforced the fact that you give a fuck about what other people think, and you just do it.
Just do it.
You just do it.
You
Yeah.
just Nike
Same with
it?
Nike.
Yeah, you just Nike that shit. And
So your Cannonball Moment was jumping into Second City classes.
was jumping into Second City classes and then doing our like shows.
Okay.
I feel like you don't know your Cannonball Moment until, like, I mean, I guess you do. I don't know. I feel like the Cannonball. I think you can have a couple of different Cannonball moments.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's why I was trying to decide between in my head. Because we started at Second City together, and that was starting down our live performance route. But once we moved into the podcasting realm,
Shout out COVID.
yeah, that like
Fun times.
that really
Loved our
fucking
time
forced
together.
our hand. Yeah, what's up, Tyler? That's when we met. But actually, we were at Second City.
True.
But, so I mean, it all kind of goes together. I
yeah,
would
we-
say like what started the ball rolling was Second City, where we met. Because if I hadn't met you, I probably would have never done a podcast.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, I thought I was being nice and sentimental, and you were like full fucking duh.
Well, yeah, I don't. I mean, when I came home from Korea, right then and there, like when I saw Second City live, I was like, I want to do that. And I had a year and a half left in my contract, so it's not like I could just pack my bags and move to Chicago. So when I decided I wasn't re-enlisting, I would consider that a Cannonball Moment. And then I would
Absolutely.
I would also consider a Cannonball Moment. I don't like. There's a couple of things I look at as leaps, but like looking back, I was like, not really. But I think, really, yeah, I just think I would say my Cannonball Moment is not re-enlisting and pretty much,
Choosing yourself.
yeah, choosing myself and like putting the pressure on myself to make whatever.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I
absolutely.
didn't like if you would have asked me if I was re-enlisting or like what I was gonna do. I don't know. I mean, I still don't know.
Yeah.
We're just
We're just recording stuff in our basement.
Here we fucking are.
Awesome. Great answers. So, like I've said before, segues don't matter. So we're jumping over to what Kolby spent his graduation money on. And he spent his graduation money from high school making an EP. And I want to know what you guys spent your graduation money on.
You can go first.
Well, I took a semester break, so I think I spent my
Wait, like college or high school?
High school.
like between high school and college. I took like a semester off to myself, and I spent a decent chunk of my money on classes at the late great IO.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And then
For people that don't know, IO was like a super cool improv.
it was so before it was IO, it was formerly Improv Olympic, and then after that, I used some of my money to do Second City classes, and then also, well, but that was after I did a little bit of college, so a little of it went towards actual college. But then I decided I was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna be famous. So
Beautiful.
what'd you do with yours, buddy?
To be honest, I learned savings at a pretty young age, so I probably just pocketed it and then threw it into money that we're using right now.
Absolutely.
That's cool. That's really cool. God bless you for finishing high school, so we could do this.
Do you guys regret what you spent your money on?
Mm-mm. Not at all.
I mean, look at these mics.
Look how fresh this shit looks.
These aren't even the good stands.
Yeah,
No,
these aren't even our best stands.
These are
for
at
this.
home stands.
Oh man.
So I would say no.
Like,
Okay.
you know how you wear sweatpants at home and then you wear your good pants out?
Sweatshirts.
That's how we use mic stands.
Speaking of regret, drugs, am I right? No. Our last the last bit of our conversation with Kolby, we were talking about his enjoyment of cannabis, and if anyone knows us, they might know that we might do the same thing. And we were talking about creative uses, and Kolby gave us an example of how he might use it and how he feels with cannabis. So I wanted to know if you guys could break down the feeling of cannabis for a creative mindset for people that may not know.
Okay, so this is that's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I think cannabis and psychedelics, aka just mushrooms, you can almost call them a tool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like almost like a paintbrush.
I'm just gonna keep talking
Yeah, go for
because
it.
I don't know what the fuck you mean by a paintbrush.
Yeah, that would
Anyways,
be a tool that an artist
okay,
would use.
so
I don't think that was
I
that
understand
crazy.
there's people out there that's like weed is weed, like it doesn't matter what they smoke. That's how my brother is. Like weed is weed, like it does not matter what he hits, he's gonna feel the same thing. But once you start, I guess, experiencing or experimenting with different forms of cannabis, you figure out which ones affect you the best. And by the best, I mean how you're trying to use them. So if you can't sleep worth a shit and you're trying to, I mean, I guess just get a better night's rest, then you're going to get some form of cannabis that I don't want to say specializes in sleeping, but is known for helping people sleep.
Yeah, get the Leafly app. That'll teach you.
And so when it comes to the creative sides of worlds, or creative side of world, you want to find a strain that will, I literally almost look at it like a performance enhancing drug because it does take your brain to different areas.
But you mean like in a creative aspect? It's
Yes.
like a performance enhancing.
Correct. Yes. But
Like not physically. Like you wouldn't go like
It's not
run a
physically at all.
marathon.
Whoever
No.
says that
It's-
cannabis is a performance enhancing
I mean,
physically.
And
mental-
Michael Phelps should get his medals back.
I mean,
yeah.
a mental enhancement, but I can also see how it's a mental de-enhancement. Is that a word?
We'll get to that. Just keep on your...
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see how it can enhance someone creatively because it's done it for me. There's been a ton of things where I was like, holy shit, I don't know. It's not that I don't think I would have thought of that subject or creative idea, but I don't think I would have gone through with it.
Okay.
Okay, I would agree with you up until that last part. Is like I would have gone through with it. I feel like I'm just as creative, but I feel like my thing is like I will run out of steam if I don't, because like the way my brain works, and there are other people like me out there. I know that, but they're like I'll just go, and I'll work at something until I literally am like, why am I like I feel like the room's spinning, I'm nauseous, I can't and then I realize I'm like, I haven't eaten or drank water at all today, but like weed helps me to drink water and eat like regularly.
Yeah, that's crazy because I just drink water.
Like I forget to drink water all the time. Like today, like I haven't smoked weed at all, and I'm here. I like had a sip of water. Probably the last sip of water I had was probably at noon, and here I am drinking beer and having a good time. But like at the same time, I feel like when I smoke weed, I'm like I want water, and I want some food.
But I think, I mean, obviously, it's coming out of that stereotype of like, you smoke weed, you do nothing. Like, I actually think if, like,
But
I really do think
creatively,
it,
like I feel like it does expand your mind on like I'll go down rabbit holes. Like you know how like you can like you
Yeah.
start searching something on like Google and then you end up like you're like, how am I looking at power drills on Home Depot's website? And you're like,
I mean,
and you don't know, like it's a random example, obviously, and it's never happened to me personally, but at the same time, you're like, wow, I could use this power drill for so many things. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing? And then you realize you're like, oh, I smoked weed, and you explored every angle of that like creative idea that you had.
right. No, that's true. And like, as someone that can't get out of his own head,
Mm-hmm.
it helps me, A, get out of my head, and then experiment with like, oh, this could work, or this could work, or this could work.
Mhm.
And then getting the confidence in doing it.
Yeah.
But I
Alright.
mean, there's pros and cons to it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
there are
exactly.
It depends on like,
The
it depends
strain.
on every individual. Like, it's different for everybody.
Like the individual and the strain is two different like things that need to
Right.
merge together. They
Yeah.
need to be able to work cohesively.
Well, in the spirit of transparency, I know that we could go on for days of, positives of creative cannabis and stuff like that, but what would be something in your experience that could be a negative?
Munchies.
Yeah.
I get the munchies so hard.
Um,
That depends again on the strain, but like the one I have currently, dude, I fucking eat like there's nothing's gonna stop me.
a negative, I would definitely say if I have too much, I'm lazy.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Like it's got to be like a fine line. Like I honestly enjoy a one hitter more than anything these days because you can really be like, okay, 2-3 hits off of a one hitter, I'm golden. I'm like out of my head enough to be like able to do it like what you were saying, and then also look at things from different angles and be like, oh, is this like, does this joke work for this kind of audience? Does this
Right.
joke work for this kind of audience?
Mm-hmm.
And things like that. Whereas like in my head, I'd just be like, that's funny. I think that's funny. And like without weed, I'd be like, I think that's funny. And I would tell that joke to everybody.
Yeah.
But
no,
like,
I would definitely say lazy and just like, I can eat everything in this room.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, those are
Okay.
definitely the negatives. But that's like text, but you can find that shit on Google.
Perfect. All right. Well, that was all I had. So do you guys have any last words about our boy, Kolby Cooper?
He was a great guest. I enjoyed talking to him for as long as we got to sit down with him. What was his favorite beer? Or we didn't even talk to him about that one.
Correct.
Because we were just talking to him about his creative process and like music and life. So yeah, he was really cool to talk to. Great concert. I enjoyed it.
He like there's I don't want to say few artists, but I would say it's more rare that you find an artist that sounds the same or better. They sound better live
Yeah.
than like on Spotify, whatever, wherever you listen to music. He sounded awesome. I did not expect him to like do covers of Mr. Brightside.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
that like he knows how to put on a performance. Dude's a beast. He's a super nice guy. His team was super cool. JT's manager was awesome. And one thing that really made me laugh is I was up at the front bar working, and I saw Kolby walk in through the front door. And Kolby's 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
He's got long hair.
Mhm.
Like, you know who he is. If you're at a Kolby Cooper concert, you know what he looks like.
Yeah.
He like walked in the door and just put his head down and like kept walking so people wouldn't notice him because he put his head down. And like I was looking around, I was like, how are people not like screaming and hooting and hollering right now? And sure enough, this son of a bitch just walks by, and I was like, how did no one see
This 6'4",
this 6'4" man
with long hair.
walk through the entire front room bar with his head down, and his long hair is just covering it. And I, like at first I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like everyone knows who you are. And then he got through it, and I was like, you son of a bitch. No one found out.
Kolby Cooper or Ninja?
Yeah, so Kolby's the man. We appreciate him sitting down with us.
But to be fair, I don't really remember leaving the concert.
Of course you don't.
Alrighty, well that has been Last Call. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.